Joe Biden says that in his effort to vaccinate the entire country, since there is a portion of the population that has chosen not to get the COVID-19 vaccine, he will now be closing down some of the mass vaccination sites, and instead he will be sending a so-called strike force to neighborhoods to go door to door. Take a listen.
A special focus on 5 ways to make gains in getting those of you who are unvaccinated vaccinated. Because here's the deal. We are continuing to wind down the mass vaccination sites that did so much in the spring to rapidly vaccinate those eager to get their first shot and their second shot, for that matter, if they needed a second. Now we need to go to community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and oftentimes door to door, literally knocking on doors to get help to the remaining people protected from the virus.
Now, you may be thinking what I thought when I first heard that. Surely his press secretary is going to correct him. Surely she's going to claim that he did not say that or he did not mean it, because surely the Biden White House would not be so idiotic as to send government door to door to try to vaccinate people. However, Jen Psaki actually confirmed that Biden did in fact mean what he said. Take a listen to her.
The president will outline 5 areas his team is focused on to get more Americans vaccinated. 1, targeted community by community door-to-door outreach to get remaining Americans vaccinated by ensuring they have the information they need on how both safe and accessible the vaccine is.
Well, this is incredibly creepy. It's invasive. It's possibly illegal. I would love to know the legal argument on this. But here's the thing. I was thinking about what I would do if a Biden lackey, if a government official, or whoever Biden is going to send around, which, by the way, is a great question, who will be coming around to our door? Who exactly? And will our tax money be paying for that? But anyway, I was thinking about what I would do if some Biden representative from his vaccine strike force comes to my door. And I wrote down a handy-dandy guide for you, too, for what to do if these folks come to your door. First of all, waste as much of their time as possible, because that's the most annoying thing you can possibly do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask them a million questions. I'm going to say, how did my name get on your list? Is everybody in the country, is everybody's name on that list, or only unvaccinated people? If it's only unvaccinated people, how do you know who's unvaccinated? Are you keeping a grand list of people who are vaccinated versus people who are unvaccinated? Who gave you permission to access that medical information of the entire country? Next, I'm going to ask them, what is the infection fatality rate for COVID-19 for people in my age bracket? I'm going to ask them, what percentage of transmission is asymptomatic versus symptomatic? I'm going to ask them, what are the long-term side effects of each vaccination, whether it's Pfizer, Moderna, or J&J? I'm going to ask, how many people have died from the vaccine? I'm going to ask them, how many lives have been saved by the vaccine versus how many lives have been ended by the vaccine? I'm going to ask them, have women miscarried their babies from the vaccine? And if so, how many? I'm going to ask them, how much more frequent is myocarditis or pericarditis, that's the inflammation of the heart, after the vaccine for young men who take the vaccine? I'm going to ask them, what's the primary risk factor for fatal COVID-19 cases? I'm then going to ask them, just to see if they're well-rounded on their information, do you think masks, face masks, and I'm talking about surgical masks or cloth masks, do you think they're effective? I'm going to ask them, do you think vaccinated people should wear face masks? All of these questions I'm going to ask the people if they come to my door. And like I said, I kind of hope they do because I want to get this on video. I am going to give them none of my personal medical information. I encourage you, give none of your personal medical information. Videotape the encounter. By the way, be very respectful, very polite. Videotape the encounter, wasting their time, asking questions, giving none of your personal medical information. Ask them their first and last name. Ask them where they live. If they're uncomfortable with the personal invasive questions that you're asking them, that's funny, since they came to the door to ask you about your personal medical information.
Hi. Before you go, let me talk to you about something. As you know, I've been censored on Facebook and YouTube, so I partnered with Locals to create a censorship-free community. I also just launched my show, and I have a lot of exciting new things coming up that I want to make sure I can share with you and get your input on. I'm going to be sharing behind-the-scenes looks of my set and my show prep, and I get a lot of questions about my hair and makeup routines, my research process, and so much more. So I'll give you sneak peeks of all of that. I'll also be doing exclusive segments of my show just for Locals VIPs. All of my interviews will be shared on Locals for VIPs to watch as well. I'll be taking questions directly from VIPs for the video mailbag in my show, and you'll get the episodes free from ads. Who doesn't love that? Not to mention, I'll keep doing everything that you've already come to love. Ask me questions for live Q&As. Let's talk about your favorite books, what yummy vegan food I'm eating for lunch, and what ridiculous headlines I'm reading today. You can do all of that and more, but only if you are a Liz Wheeler Show VIP on Locals. The monthly subscription is $9 a month, but if you really want a good deal, we have an annual subscription for just $72. That's 4 months free. 4 months. So join me on Locals as a VIP. I'll see you over there.